So I've been working my butt off trying to get more miles in the ASICS Sonic Blast, because in the first video I did, I said I wonder whether this foam would break in after a few more miles in it. So in this video, I'm going to be reporting back on the ASICS Sonic Blast that left us all, well, a little bit underwhelmed. Okay team, so hopefully you saw the first video that we did in the ASICS Sonic Blast, this new super trainer from the guys from ASICS. And my initial impressions of this shoe weren't particularly brilliant. I was so excited to get this shoe originally. I was so excited that they finally bought us a super trainer that would hopefully compete with some of the best super trainers that are out there. But unfortunately, the shoe left me, well, underwhelmed. It was a much firmer ride than I was expecting. We've got the new Flight Firm Turbo Squared in here, and we've got the Flight Firm Blast Max in here. And on paper, it should have been, well, a lot better than it was. We've got an outsole on here that's not particularly great, and I'll come on to that. But we do have a really nice up and comfort and all that sort of stuff. But I've been running in this shoe now, and it's probably 50 miles on this shoe now, and it's not got any better. Now that may seem harsh in terms of getting better, but this is not a bad shoe. I'm just going to put that right at the front of the video. This is not a bad shoe. This is actually quite a nice shoe. But it's sort of lacking something, and it's still lacking something after basically 50 miles. There's not much here to separate this from the other shoes that are out there. But where I do think this comes into its own is for some people who might be slightly bigger than me. And I think you're going to get more out of this foam than I do. I've really struggled to find a pace in which this sort of comes alive. It's okay at sort of 7.5 minutes per miles. I don't know what that is in kilometres, something like 4.45 per kilometre, total guess. It doesn't really do much. Easy pace is just solid, and it feels a little bit, yeah, just a bit like the Boston 13, to be honest with you. It's not overly soft. And I don't know, it's even after, say, these 50 odd miles, it's just not softened up enough or as much as I was expecting. And again, that doesn't make this a bad shoe, right? This is not something that's terrible. I think this is a good shoe, right? But I just think my expectations with it were, well, for something a lot softer, a lot more peppy, a little more bounce back, a little bit more feedback as I'm running along. It's just a little bit dull. There's not much to choose between, like, for example, the Mac X3 from Hoka and this. I appreciate this is expensive and it's heavy, but you know, there's not much to choose between them here. And again, you've got the Speed 5 from Saucony that's sort of competing with this. There's not much to choose between them. And this is the thing when you're looking for super trainers, right? You want a super trainer that's going to work for you. For me, don't get me wrong, this does work. This is, again, not a bad shoe. The only sort of real criticism I've got is of this outsole. This is terrible in the wet. I'd love to know what you think about it in the wet. But for me, it's been terrible in here. I don't know whether it's just like, if you look, the sort of grip on it, it's just really not much there. I don't know, it's just, I don't know why they just didn't put more on it. Maybe they're trying to keep the weight down. But, you know, there's just, I don't know, it's just not very good in the wet. But that's probably the only real criticism of the shoe. The overriding feeling of it is just a bit, well, lackluster, which is quite a nice word. So there we go. I don't need to make a longer video on this. This is just a shoe that's good. It's, you know, amongst these other shoes, it doesn't really stand out. It does a great job. If this works for you, you're going to like it. It just doesn't stand out versus the crowd. I think with version 2, they need to, I don't know, they need to add something here. I don't know whether they need to put a little bit more stack or whatever, but they need to do something with it and get it working. There's something missing here. I don't know what it is. It's not a bad shoe. It's not a terrible shoe. In fact, it's quite good. As I said, it's stable. I think this will work for bigger people, and it's comfortable and all that kind of stuff. It ticks all those boxes. But there's just something missing, which I'm hoping that version 2 sort of brings to the table. So there we go, people. It's a shoe that needs improving. There we go. So let's see what happens there. Again, nothing bad with it. It's not a terrible shoe. There's a lot worse out there. And I better not name that one from Under Armour. But anyway, my point is, it's not a bad shoe. It's just missing something. I think my expectation for that shoe was so high. And I think actually, and like I said in the first video, I spent so much time in the Mega Blast before I went to that. But I think I was so excited about that shoe and what it was going to bring, you know, finally that super trainer to come from ASICS. And I love ASICS running shoes. Hopefully you know that now on this channel. But it just left me a little bit underwhelmed, and I'm still underwhelmed after basically 50 miles in the shoe. So there we go, team. That's my thoughts coming back to you on the Sonic Blast. I hope that was useful. If you did find this video useful, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, you can join me live on a Monday, 8 o'clock on the live stream. We can talk about the Super Blast, Sonic Blast even, to your heart's content. I answer some of your coaching questions as well, so make sure you come along on a Monday and join us. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that. And if you want discount on your ASICS running shoes, head over to FORDYruns.com, join as an affiliated club member, and you'll get 15% off. Yeah, 15% off your running shoes at sportshoes.com as well. But yes, there we go, team. If you've not read the written review on the Sonic Blast, that's available at FORDYruns.com. Go and check out our shoe reviews. There's also a 10% code off at sportshoes.com if you check that out. But yes, that's it from me, guys. I shall catch you all much later.